History has taught us um, the comparisons between the past and the current state, current time. Now, when you look at Antifa, I mean, when you really look at them, um, they have different names, and one of the names is Black Bloc, Black Bloc, BLOC, and BAM, by any means necessary. But Antifa is the main problem right now. But besides BLM, that's another video. But when you look at Antifa and the Gestapo and the of the 1930s and 40s, also compared to the Italian black shirts of the 1970s. Now, there's a photo. There's a photo of the same flag, same type of flag, and one is in black and white. One is in color. One is held by the Nazis during World War II, before the start of World War II. And then there's one held by members of Antifa. It's not just an ideology, they're an actual group. So, when you understand history has taught us about human blunders and historical human fuck ups in history. Sometimes you can see it in books, you see it in video games, you see it in movies and TV. And a thing called Easter eggs. Easter eggs. Not actual Easter eggs, but the term is it's another term for Easter egg. Another term. It's a reference egg reference. For example, in now there was a season 1 of the Clone Wars where the Republic, the Grand Army of the Republic, went on a hunt for the Malevolence. Okay, the Malevolence is reference to the Bismarck. Bismarck. Okay, now when you look at the Malevolence, it's like this giant freaking ship. Okay, the space version of the Nazi Bismarck. Okay, the Bismarck was like this huge freaking ship that sunk boats after boats after boats. That ships that Britain had. These were the but the Bismarck sunk a lot of British and French ships. But the reference was in the Clone Wars season 1. But the comparisons between Antifa and the Gestapo are all too familiar. Too familiar. Because when you when you look at history itself, it's telling you that it's just that when you look at the KKK, they also worshipped Hitler. You know, they read the book Mein Kampf, which is some kind of self-centered propaganda bullshit book. Um, now Antifa talks about punching Nazis. Okay, they talk about punching Nazis. Okay, for a few years they've punched a guy who said he was a Nazi. How do they know he's a Nazi? How do they know he is a Nazi? Just because he wore a polo shirt and khakis and shit, carrying a tiki torch, don't mean there are Nazis and shit, dude. But Master Ken from Enter the Dojo made fun of that. Fucking funny. So, in reality, it's just that they go back to World War II. Who was the most vicious of that time? It was the SS. They called the Gestapo, right? The Gestapo. And then here you have Antifa, who are the modern day SS, the modern day Gestapo, right? They're the modern day Gestapo. You don't see one person of color linked to Antifa, because Antifa is a mostly white group. Mostly white. You don't see a black person, you don't see a Hispanic person joining. It's mostly white. Right? Mostly white. And they say, well, here to say about fascism. Okay, but why hold a flag? Just like the ones that the Nazis carried. Same flag, same flag, And it proves that Antifa is repeating of what the SS Gestapo is doing. They will beat anybody. Don't care who it is. They will beat anybody. They will attack anybody. Don't care who the fuck it is. They will attack anybody. And it's a group full of overgrown children. Overgrown children that if they punch anybody who they allegedly think is a Nazi, right? Is a Nazi, right? But how would they know if a person is a Nazi or not? It's obviously dumb, because what if Antifa in Portland attacks the wrong person, then all of a sudden out of nowhere the person they attack is part of a group that's even more violent than them, right? They went to Sturgis a couple of years ago. Sturgis. And one of them kicked the bike, kicked a Harley, right? Y'all remember that? and they were about to get their ass handed to them. Because if there's a rally like Bike Week in Sturgis, they're going to try to fuck up that event. Because they wanted the event to be about them. Right? They do not want anybody to have an event unless it's about them. Just like the Nazis want an event. You know, Hitler wanted an event as long as it's about him and his military and his fellow head of state. Same scenario. Same scenario. Antifa does not want anybody to have an event as long as it's about them. And that's how they are. They want things to be about them. If they want destruction, they will cause it. They will cause it. But when you are a member of Antifa and you go and you fuck with the wrong people, here's a problem with that. Try do your shit at churches again. But you're going to get your ass handed to you. Yeah. The thing is, history has repeated itself over and over and over again. Human blunder, historical dumb fucks. Historical event where there's human blunder and dumb fuckery. And that's Antifa. Currently is the modern day Italian black shirts of the 70s. And the modern day SS Gestapo of the late 30s, 1940s. They don't care who they hurt. All they care about is destruction. It's all they care about is destruction. The mayor of Portland ain't got the fucking balls, man. Ain't got the fucking balls. What needs to happen is that the police chief needs to stop kissing the Portland mayor's ass and straight up go after Antifa. I mean, literally go. I mean, don't give a rat's ass if you got to crack some. I mean, it don't matter if you got to get your blood on your shirt. Do what you gotta do to get the job done. Because Antifa's going to fight. They're going to fight in numbers. They're going to multiply against one officer, then another. But if you get a group, if you bring in the National Guard, I mean seriously, National Guard. I mean seriously, and make it a state of emergency. The governor has to make a state of emergency for Portland. Take down Antifa. Put them in the. You gotta put them in a camp. You gotta put them in a camp, like the one in Maricopa County. You make Antifa suffer because they're not going to stop unless they know what pain is. Because once they don't know what pain is, because there's been a few that have walked away because they've seen themselves in jail multiple times. But if you decide to leave the group, they're gonna look at you. Just like if you were defecting from the Nazi military, not from the Nazis, they're gonna find you, and hopefully they're gonna kill you because they don't care as long as they get to hurt somebody. They don't care. Now, again, it's the same fucking scenario. They want to cause damage. They want to see people. They want to beat someone up so damn bad. They don't care if they fucking die. Right? They don't care who if they die. A person can be knocked. A person can be on the ground unconscious, and they would still beat him and kick him and shit. Hope he die. Hope they die. But the thing is, the one thing that would really scare the crap of them is that if one of them was charged with capital murder, that means the death sentence. The death sentence, okay? Now, here's the thing. Protect yourself. Arm yourself to the teeth. Because right now, Antifa is also carrying arms to the teeth, okay? And the thing is, they don't care who gets hurt. They don't care who dies. They don't care who suffers. It's the SS Gestapo all over again in this day and age. Because when you think about Hitler's Nazi bastards and Antifa, it's total comparisons. It's almost like a mirror image and shit. But only difference is you have Antifa who have become a domestic terrorist group organization, and they were all black, face covered, and shit like that. Only all white. All white. Not one black person, not one Hispanic person. The whole group is white. That's why when they went to Sturgis about a few years, about 4 years ago, they tried to interrupt Bike Week in Sturgis, South Dakota, and they wanted to fight. They wanted to start shit, and the one thing you don't fucking do, and that's kick a bike, a Harley, while someone's on it, because if someone sees it, they're gonna gun for your ass. Because bikers do not fuck around, and let's be honest. If you get Antifa and bikers in a fighting street. I will guarantee you right now, Antifa would be lying in the pool of their own blood. It's a fact. Because bikers, members of a biker gang like Hell's Angels, the Mongols, the Banditos, you have some that have been in the group for decades and been there, done that, bar brawl, you name it, chains, hammers, knives, you name it. Antifa will be on the ground in the pool of their own blood. That's a fact. Because Antifa is too childish. Antifa is too fucking childish. Okay? Because also, when you get a group of veterans who were trained to kill, okay, and Antifa, again, same repeat, Antifa will be on the ground in the pool of their own blood. Period. Period. And because you have a biker group in Germany called the Sons of Odin. And they are just as big in Germany as the Hells Angels is here in the United States. And they took the beating to rape gangs that you've been hearing about over the years in Germany and France and Norway and Sweden and other parts of Europe that where women against 12, 13 years old up to 40s, 50s getting gang raped by dumbasses, and but history has taught us that there are dumbass motherfuckers in this world that just do not know how to learn that if you fuck with the wrong people, you would be lying in the ground in the pool of your own blood, picking up your teeth. Because, just because you wore all black and you want to be this tough group. Antifa has been placed on the list of domestic terrorist organizations. KKK. You have the fundamental groups. Now you have Antifa. And now you have BLM. Also on the list of domestic terrorists and shit. And it's serious too. But the thing is, you have to pay attention to history of what it means. See, history is the past preparing us for the future. We learn from the past, and hopefully we don't repeat it. But right now, you have Antifa, where we are repeating it, but except there's no world war. If there's a world war, Antifa will be wiped from the map. And it just that nobody wants to repeat it. repeat it. You know. Now you have people trying so hard to not repeat it because the Democrats, they're trying to say, well, Antifa is not real. It's an ideology. They're not a group. It's an ideology. Same fucking thing. Same fucking thing. Maybe an ideology, but it's a domestic terrorist organization with a ideology, and an ideology is that they want communism, socialism in this country. But I'll tell you what, it will never fucking happen because you got people that are constitutionalists, the patriots, the Minutemen, the 3%ers, who are straight up patriots that are followers of the founding fathers and the Constitution. And that's the one thing Antifa hates. They hate anybody, period, who would fight back. It's like a bully who, it's like somebody who's a playground bully and bullies for other children on the playground because they think they can. They want to be this big, individual that wants to boss people around until that bully fucks with the wrong person or persons. Because that bully will eventually be on the ground in his or her pool of their own blood. Because bullies they don't remember their victims. But their victims always remember their bullies. I had a couple when I was in school. And after a while, I got tired. I pummeled them. Pricked their skull. No longer give a shit. But the comparison between Antifa and Hitler's Nazi bastards are very one and the same. One and the same. Except Antifa is more of a, I call it the whiners with the temper tantrum and shit. Overgrown children with a temper tantrum. Up to 11. That needs a serious ass whooping. A serious ass whooping. Just like we whooped Hitler's ass during World War II. Antifa also needs a serious ass whooping. No line there. No line there. Antifa, you need Antifa in Portland and other places, you guys need a serious ass whooping. You motherfuckers have screwed around with the wrong people. But you got these dumbasses who have no idea what they're doing, except they're causing damage up in Portland and shit. I haven't been to Portland in 40 years, man. I was 5 years old when I went to Portland. My my great grandmother died. I was 5 years old. Never met her, but um, went to a funeral about 40 years ago. I was about 4 or 5 years old, I think, when I went to Portland. It was beautiful during that time. Beautiful. Portland has always been a beautiful city. Always been a beautiful city. Portland, Eugene, all beautiful city. Beautiful city. But what needs to happen is that you people in Portland, you guys need to rise up and really show Antifa what it means to not fuck with the people in Portland, man. Hit him with their fucking car for Christ's sakes and shit. Damn, man. Do a neighborhood watch with the fucking bats, man. Shit, dude. Because there's going to be a point where there's going to be a civil war in Portland. And I will tell you right now, Antifa would not last at all. Antifa will be wiped out, and again, laying in the pool of their own blood. Because they fuck with the wrong people. The mayor ain't gonna do shit. He ain't gonna do shit because he's kissing their ass. The mayor of Portland is kissing Antifa's ass, and they know it. He knows it because he's scared. He's scared. But the police chief needs to pull his head from the mayor's ass and do something about it. You know. Don't be a fucking pussy, dude. I mean, shit, you're head of a department. Do your job, man. Shit. The governor needs to have a state of emergency for the city of Portland, man. Because, you got these idiots wearing all black who look like a ninja reject from hell. And I tell you what. I give it a few months before that Antifa would suffer, because I tell you what, there's going to be an issue where you got citizens armed to the teeth are going to hunt for Antifa. That's what could happen, because when you fuck with the wrong people, you're going to get yours in the end. You have to wake up and understand that you got to look at David and Goliath. David killed Goliath with a rock and a slingshot. Okay? David was just a little guy. Goliath was an 8-foot monster. And David took a slingshot and a rock with such accuracy, hit Goliath in the fucking head, between the eyes, killing him. Killing him. And that could happen because Antifa, you guys will suffer big time, man, big time, dude. And the people, look, the reason they're not doing anything because the mayor's in charge. Okay, the mayor's in charge, and him and the DA are protecting Antifa. Okay, if the citizens do anything to Antifa, guess who's going to get locked up? The people. Okay, The DA and the mayor is protecting Antifa. As long as they're protecting Antifa, they can do all the damage they want. Okay. Antifa's causing damage, but they're protected by the mayor and the DA. While the police chief his hands are tied. He can't do shit. You know. And when you think about it, it's like protecting. It's like the Gestapo is protecting Hitler. Okay, from an assassination, right? Same thing here with Antifa. The mayor of Portland and the DA is protecting Antifa. And what needs to happen is the mayor needs to be recalled, and the DA needs to be booted. You need somebody who has the balls and common sense to set the department straight. Bring in the National Guard. Bring in the National Guard. You know, if I was the mayor, I would say, look, Governor, bring in the National Guard, man. We need to end this shit now. Because they're not going to stop until someone's beaten, hurt, or dead. You know, so if the governor had any common sense and balls, okay, he would send in the National Guard and take control of Portland. Remove the DA from and have him removal of the mayor, because the mayor ain't doing shit. Because as long as you got the mayor in office and the DA in office, well, Antifa can do as much damage as they want. They don't care, you know. But I tell you what, if you have a caravan of armed people who are pissed off, who Antifa pissed off, they're gonna gun for them. They're gonna go beeline for Antifa. And I mean, don't know what's gonna happen, but I tell you what, again, Antifa will be on the ground in the pool of their own blood right now. Because tell you what, history needs to stop repeating itself. Period. No bullshit. It needs to stop repeating itself over and over and over again, because it's like watching a rerun of a TV show nonstop for 10 years and shit nonstop, and you're like, I seen this one. Oh, what's it about? Oh, I seen this one. What's about? I seen this one. It gets old really quick. You know, and it gets so fucking boring watching it. You want to throw the TV out the fucking window. Don't care where it lands. You know, and but Antifa is like a rerun TV show. A TV show that's going on a rerun nonstop, and this point where you want to chug the TV out the window. Don't care where it lands. Don't care who gets hit, or don't care where it lands. Period. You know, and that's how Antifa is. A repeating of attacking people. Period. You know, nonstop. You know, whatever it is. But it's time to nip it in the butt. Time to end it. Because the people of Portland are living in a beautiful city. A beautiful city that has become dark. Because Antifa has controlled Portland for the last few years. And it's time for the mayor to be to be removed, and the DA needs to be removed as well, because the DA will not prosecute anybody from the group. You know, because the DA is also a member of Antifa and also a supporter, and that's what's wrong. That's what's wrong, is that you have leftists controlling Portland. Okay, period. And you had a candidate for mayor that is a supporter of Antifa, also a leftist. That's because you need somebody who has the balls. Somebody who has the balls to really call it for what it really is, and have the balls to call in the National Guard. I mean, a huge chunk to take out Antifa once for all. Bring him in for a while until things are calm. Because as long as you got Antifa in Portland, there is no calm. Because people are going to worry about walking down the street, driving down the street, and no matter what happens, you could go to work, shop, run errands, shopping, whatever it is, and it gets hectic, and there's going to be a point where a member of Antifa will get shot dead, because somebody has taken enough of Antifa's bullshit, where a member is shot dead in the street, laying in the pool of their own blood, because somebody took it in their own hands, and hoping to send a message that we're not going to take this anymore. Period. And Operation Valkyrie. You had collaborators that had enough of Hitler's bullshit, and wanted to kill him and everybody in that bunker that he was in. They wanted to end the war. They wanted to completely end the war. They wanted to end the entire thing. But a couple of them chickened out because they didn't want to get caught. They were afraid that if they get caught, they either get shot or hung or guillotined, whatever. So there were 42 attempts on Hitler's life, but there was more attempts on Fidel Castro's life, and so it's that history needs to stop repeating itself. We need to stop the repeating of the bullshit, Period. Alright, folks, please share this video. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification. Always live healthy, happy, and wise. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed.